Hello guys, quick update. I'm back in the UK now for a couple of days. Um, just got back from the Bali trip. The plane journey is a very long one from Bali to London, including the stopover in the Middle East. It was almost 24 hours. I think it was about 22 hours in total, and my skin and my health or the skin especially, flares quite a bit on these long plane journeys, and it definitely did that this time. I think it's a combination of the air conditioning, the air pressure, and just sitting still for so long, especially in my condition. It just is a perfect storm for it, for it to go quite badly. And although I had the best of intentions, I bought fruit from Bali on the plane, but had a bit of a stress at the airport. Actually overstayed on my visa accidentally, and almost missed my flight back to London. So I had a bit of a stress, and as a result I had a weak moment and actually ate aeroplane food on my journey back. Which of course is the worst kind of food you could possibly get. It's as nutrient deficient and full of crap as any food you can possibly get. So I had that, and that in combination with all the other things just means I've had a massive flare when I've got back to London. So I had edema in my legs, the skin's really sort of broken out, like it's in a really bad state. So what I'm doing at the moment, which I've always found helps when my skin is gone downhill, is a dry fast. So that's the highest form of fasting, essentially, which is no food and no water, which is the as I mentioned, the highest form of fasting, because the body goes into complete repair mode. There's no digestion whatsoever. There's no extraneous even water going in, so it doesn't even have to deal with sort of assimilating and using the water. So all of the digestion, all of the body's energy goes towards cleansing and repairing, which obviously speeds up the healing process. And I've found that every time when I do a dry fast, that if it's going downhill, or it just kind of kicks it out of that a little bit and then puts it back on the healing path. The body goes into very soon on a dry fast. It goes into a condition called autophagy, or a process called autophagy, which essentially means it's eating its own cells. And what it does is because it has no external form of energy, it's eating the cells in the body as energy. And what it does, in its infinite wisdom and intelligence, it eats the diseased and damaged cells. So it really is a very, very good detox practice, something that I'd encourage you to look into. It's not something you want to jump into straight away. It's recommended to do fasting on juices and water beforehand, and get a bit of practice essentially to build your body up to a dry fast. But it's as I mentioned, it's the highest form of fasting. It's the true fasting, because your body's gone into complete healing mode. I'd start with a 24 to 36 hour dry fast, but you can safely build up to quite a bit longer than that. There's many people that do 5-day dry fast, and even people that done 2 week dry fast, which is obviously in the extreme. I've never done that. The longest I've ever done is 4 days. So I'm going to do another 3 or 4 day dry fast now to kind of help the healing process along and get me out of this rut. And then it's very important how you refeed or after a dry fast, which is a whole other topic, and I'll go into that. But dry fasting, a very, very good tool to add to your detox toolbox.